Hey, what is up, Southwest students? My name is Kenna.
And I'm Tyler.
And we are your online hosts for the month of June. We have a couple quick announcements for you, and then we have an incredible message that we're so excited for you to hear. Tyler's gonna go first.
All right, I had to write it down because I would have forgot otherwise. All right, so this month, all of June, we have no in-person small groups. And you guessed it, no Unite, because we had one a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, the second thing is this is week 1 of our series, Thirsty, and then next week, week 2, we have a special guest, Mason Stansberry, coming back to give us an incredible message on relationships. You're not gonna wanna miss that. But before we move on, I have one more surprise for you. We have some message reminders for you.
What?
Note takers are history makers. The first one is...
Note takers are...
history makers.
There you go.
The second one is attentive people are...
responsive people.
That's so easy. And leaders are learners. Enjoy this message, take notes, respond, even if it's to a screen. You're gonna wanna say Lego and amen to some really good points.
What's up, Southwest students? It's Xavier with you guys. I'm so excited because we are kicking off a brand new series called Thirsty. So we're gonna be talking about what's filling your cup throughout this entire month. Now, when I was younger, I used to play baseball a lot. Love playing baseball. I played on a little league team. We're called Salsa, right? And so I remember one day I went to one of my games and I was up to bat and I was ready to go. And mind you, this game was special. Why was it special? Because my dad was there for the first time. I don't know if you guys know a little bit of my history, but me and my dad growing up, I would see my dad like once a week, and then it kind of turned into like every other week, and then it kind of just turned to like just random moments or holidays, special things like that. So this game was really, really special for me because he showed up to my game for the first time. So you know, I'm out to bat, little young kid, like 8 years old, ready to go. First ball comes in, it's a ball. Second one comes in, it's a strike. So now I'm looking like a fool in front of my dad. I'm like, I'm not gonna let this happen. Third one comes in, I'm determined, bing! Hit a little floater over second, and I'm booking it to first. When I booked it first, I finally make it. My coach dads me up. Good job, Xavier, you know? I'm so excited. When I look around, though, I didn't see my dad. And I kept looking for him, and I still couldn't find him. Now, my dad was the kind of person, he was a busy man. He was a man who worked a lot, so he was constantly on his phone, constantly answering phone calls. And as a young kid, I didn't quite understand that. Now that I'm older, I think I get it a little bit better. But as a young kid, I didn't understand that. All I understood in the moment was that I got a hit and my dad had missed the moment. Well, there was another time later on in my life where I went out on a date and it was her birthday, so I was really excited to celebrate it. You know, we go to Cheesecake, got a nice little dessert, had them decorated, put a nice little secret message on it. But she had a lot of clients and she had a lot of phone calls and a lot of text messages. And in this moment, she decides to get up and she steps out really quick to answer a phone call. And all of a sudden I see the people coming and they're ready to sing happy birthday. And I wanted them to, I wanted to tell them to stop, but I couldn't. And well, she had missed the moment. There was another time I remember I went on vacation and we were at Disney, like the happiest place on earth, right? Like it doesn't get better than Disney. And I had a friend, I had a buddy, we were on vacation and he would just constantly look at his Apple Watch every couple minutes. Well, it was the first time that his son was getting on a roller coaster, so I was super excited because I got to hop in line with him. And as I get into the line and we're ready to go down to the roller coaster, we're trying to find him. And his dad is looking at his Apple Watch, and as the roller coaster falls, he had missed the moment. See, I think we can all look back at our lives and realize the times and the places where someone that we loved had missed the moment that we wanted to celebrate or appreciate or be there with them. See, this has been going on not just because of cell phones or because of Apple Watches. This has been going on for years, and sometimes we can miss the moment trying to do something good. Sometimes we come to church and we're trying to check in the kids, but we get their names, but we never really get their story. Sometimes even being up here right now, like we can spend so much time trying to deliver a message that we never actually really get to know our students. And so my prayer for today is that we take time to look at our lives so that we never miss the moment. See, there's a story in Luke, and we're going to read this story, Luke chapter 10, verse 38 to 42. Now, there's two people. Verse 38, it says, "Now Jesus was on his way, and he entered a village, and there was a woman, her name was Martha. So Martha invites him into her house. Now, Martha had a little sister. Her little sister's name was Mary. So it says she had a sister named Mary who sat at the Lord's feet, and he was listening to his teachings. But Martha got distracted with serving." So she went up to Jesus. She said, Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Tell her then to help me. But the Lord answered, Martha, Martha, you're anxious and you're troubled about so many things. But there's only one thing that's truly necessary. Mary had chosen the good portion, and I will not take that away from her. See, this story reminded me of a moment where my grandma, she's throwing on this really big Thanksgiving dinner, right? And you know how grandmas are. They're in the kitchen. My family goes ham when we go ham when it goes to Thanksgiving. So she's pouring people rice and beans and pasteles and empanadillas and pernil. And I could go all day talking about that dinner. But my grandma's serving everybody. And as everybody's getting their place, they're sitting down to eat. They're talking about the things that they're grateful for. They're joking, they're laughing. And finally, when everybody is served, my grandma finally grabs her plate to sit down. And it was interesting because when she sat down by herself to eat. See, she was too busy serving everybody else that she missed out on the moment. She missed out on the laughs and the jokes. She missed out on the moments of gratitude. She missed out on the stories that we shared as we reflect over the year. She had missed out on the moment because she was serving. Now, hear me when I say this. Serving is a beautiful thing. I believe it honors your guests. And as leaders, when we come to church, we should be ready to serve and ready to give. But my prayer, my hope for you is that you never substitute serving with being in the presence of God. See, Martha was so busy trying to get things done, and Mary was so busy trying to get to know who God was. She had Jesus right there in front of her, and she sat at his feet to soak it in. She wanted to fill her cup with his presence. And so I challenge you today, students, that when you show up to church, leaders, when you show up to church, when you show up inside of your homes, when you show up at a friend's party, when you show up in any holiday, when you show up and you get the opportunity to sit down with your grandparents, that you don't ever miss the moment. Here's the honest truth. The best present you can give is going to be your presence. So don't miss out on the moment, especially when you come to church. Don't let this be a thing where you get distracted by friends or distracted by tasks, but that you allow this moment to happen, that this moment becomes a movement inside of your life because you got into the presence of Jesus. Thank you so much,
Woo! What a great message. You're so old. Oh my gosh. What a great message by Xavier with some really good points. Your best present is your presence. I love that so much.
So good.
Recap, couple quick announcements. No more in-person small groups. Unless your small group leader tells you otherwise, which that would be a one-off thing from the church. And no more unites. We already had our June unite.
Yep.
But just because there's nothing in June doesn't mean that we don't have anything for you all summer. So keep your eye out for what we have coming in July. It's gonna be so much fun.
We're doing a birthday party for me?
So Mason Stansberry comes on next week this week, and you're not gonna wanna miss it. It's gonna be a great time. We love you, Southwest students. We'll see you soon.